Willa, online boss in the house. I'm a boss, you're a boss, we're all online bosses. Guys, that is the aim, that is the agenda to this channel, to make all your guys online bosses and make that money online, baby, and leave that rat race 9 to 5 alone. Guys, today I'm in for a treat. You know, if you know me, guys, I like to study just about anything to do with money, business, how to become a better person. And sometimes, guys, you have to look at history to look at the future. And guys, there's these simple things that nobody don't understand, and you need to understand who controls the money. Because in this end of this video, I'm going to tell you guys what we can do to counteract these people trying to take advantage of us. All right, then, guys, listen. There was once a saying from Henry Ford. Okay, I'm just checking the mic and everything's recording. Cool, we're recording. Okay, go. Henry Ford once said this. It is well enough that the people of the nation do not understand our banking and monetary system. For if they did, I believe there would be a revolution before tomorrow morning. Guys, that is deep. Basically, if the people knew how corrupt this system is, there'll be a riot. There'll be an uproar. And I'm here to tell you simple facts about the monetary system. And remember, guys, I ain't no geek. I'm one of you guys. You understand? I'm talking your language. I'm not here to give you big technical words. I'm here to break it down simply, keep it super simple so you guys can understand the facts. All right, let's break it down in 3 categories, guys. Listen, there's 3 ways that money is created. The first way that money is created is through synergy. I actually can't even pronounce it, but whatever. Synergy. Okay? So, this is 3 to 7% is created by the banks. So the government can actually create 3 to 7% of the money circulating supply. Only 3%. Check that out, guys. I bet you thought that the government print the money. They don't. They don't control money. Government have no control. Government has to take loans from central banks if they need. How government make money is 3 ways. Tax. 4. Tax. Trade. They make money through signage. Okay, guys? So 3 to 7% is where they make the money from in actual creation of money. All right. So this is the government. So the government, so you think, okay, so 3 to 7%. Why? Why 3 to 7%? Because they actually print via the commercial banks 3 to 7% of the money circulation, so people can actually trade. So when you take money out the ATM, you need cash, you need coins. So only 3 to 7% are physical, tangible. The rest of the 97% is digital, guys. It's not even, it's just numbers on a computer. Deep. All right, okay. So that's synergy in a nutshell. That's what the government controls, and they actually keep this. So they actually, when they print the money, they actually can keep this. So obviously it costs about 3p for a note, and for a $10 note, say for instance. So they keep the balance of this note. Okay, so they get to keep that money. All right. So let's break it down now. So the second one is, and it gets more corrupter and corrupter as we go along, guys. It gets more crazy. It gets more corrupter as we go along. All right. So the second people that create money, second creation of money is through the commercial banks. Now this is nuts. All right, commercial banks. So they're allowed to print. This money here is through debt. This is how money is created via debt. Every time you go to the bank to get a loan, you can't even say they print this money. They don't even print this money. This money just goes sent to you digitally. So every time you go to the bank and you want a loan for your mortgage, you want a loan for a car, whatever you want a loan for, they literally put some digits type the digits in their computer and send you it. So then you take a loan off the bank then times prints, times P, and prints, digitally prints, but DP, digitally prints that money, loans you that money, say it's 50K. So then you have to pay interest on that money, right? And pay that money back, all right? So this is how the banks make their money. So they created that 50 grand out of nowhere. I bet you thought, oh, they take someone else's money that's in the bank to give it to you. No, they create this money. Money is created via debt. Since 1971, we got taken off the gold standards by President Nixon. And now money is backed by nothing but the faith of the people. Okay? So, it's just backed by zero, nothing, and faith. Okay, so your 50K has to get paid back. So they make money off the interest. And obviously they create this money out of nowhere. So this money goes into circulation. So obviously your money goes into a property and that stimulates the economy, right? When this is paid back, this 50 grand's paid back, they do take it out of circulation. So-called take it out of circulation, who knows? Okay, so that's where they make the money from the interest, and this gets back into the ecosystem to stimulate the economy, back in the economy. Okay, with me? Okay, that's commercial banks. Okay, then on the higher, this is going to get even crazy. Now you've got the central banks. So commercial banks are like your HSBC, all those banks there, and then you get the central banks, right? So central banks, these are called the Feds, Federal Reserve. Okay, so these guys have been formed in 1910. There was a big meeting, right? There's a big get together of the richest people on the planet. These people, there's 6 people, and they made a quarter of the wealth, right? And they created something called the federal banking system, okay? Sorry, federal banking system. Okay, so it's federal banking system, okay? They had the meeting in 1910, and in 1913, the federal banking system was created. All right, now what is the federal banking system? Basically, these guys, the feds, loan money to whoever needs the money, to the economy, mainly to the economy, to governments, and to stimulate the economy. So they're kind of like the, you could call them bad guys, good guys, what you want to call them, but they're here to make sure the economy is not in recession, or if inflation, they're there to like stimulate the economy, to either inject money in the economy, take money out of the economy, whatever they need to do, okay? Quantitative tightening or quantitative easing. So, but this is the crazy thing, guys. This is the crazy thing. The money that they put into the system is literally backed by nothing. And you don't need, okay, there was something called, that's what the federal fractional reserves was. So before, the commercial banks had to have, when they loaned you 50,000, they had to have 10% in their banks. So they had to 10K to loan you 50,000. But in 2020, that actually got scrapped. So we don't need to talk about that anyway, that got scrapped, okay? So right now, these guys can kind of like print money out of the thin air digitally, but it has to be through debt, okay? These guys, the central banks, is through no debt. They literally can just send across money to the government to buy bonds, to stimulate the economy out of thin air. And you know what the crazy thing is? The governments and whoever they're bailing out have to pay these guys back. Crazy. So whatever they lend, the government, or if that's it's always the government they lend. They actually don't really lend central banks money. They've got their own system, right? These guys will lend the government money, even if it's to bail out the banks, but it'd be via the government. So the government takes a loan out, and the government has to pay interest. sometimes interest, sometimes not, back to these guys. And sometimes as well, these guys will have to stimulate the economy through bonds or propping up the stock market, okay? So when they prop up the stock market, they buy stocks. In Korea, I think it's Korea, 80% of the stock market is owned by the Korean central banks, okay? So that's just that in a nutshell, okay? Remember, central banks, guys, you might be thinking, I'm not in USA, I don't really care about what's going on in the USA and the US dollars and, okay, the printed money and this. Guys, every single country has central banks, all right? Only from about 3 different countries, Cuba, another 2. Every other country has central banks. And here's how it affects the whole world, is because all the currency in the planet are backed, or the reserve currency is the US dollar. So the more the US dollar, USA prints US dollars, is the more inflation, right? And it's affecting the world, is being affected by this, guys. So guys, why should you care, and what can you guys do to profit and reserve and make money from your hard-earned money? All right, first of all, guys, remember this. Since 2008, your wages hasn't gone up on the same trajectory as inflation. That's deep. So recently, the money that you're making now has not caught up with inflation. That is absolutely crazy. Before, your wages would go up as inflation goes up. Since 2008, that stopped. Anyway, that's another video. Listen very carefully, okay? You don't want to work for money. Facts, yeah? The money they create is literally out of thin air. So you don't want to be working for money. You want money to be working for you guys. You don't want to be saving money, because you know when you deposit money in the bank, do you know what they do with that money? Because you would think the money that you deposit in the bank, they will loan that to people for mortgages, but I've just told you, they don't. They create this money. The money that you put in the bank, they literally gamble that on derivatives, facts, research it. They take that money and gamble it into the system, because when you put money into the bank, you sign legally to say you don't own that money. The bank owns that money to do what it wants with it. So you're putting money in the bank. Inflation's at what? I don't know. I reckon about freaking up to 15-16% a year. They'll probably tell you 2 to 3, but okay. Yeah, I wonder who we're really going to believe. All right, so then you're losing 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10% through inflation on your money, keeping it in the bank. And these guys are taking your money and flipping it to make 20, 30%. All right? Cool. So what you guys should do now, guys, is stop saving money in the bank. Stop it. That's the old way. That is the broken model. Your parents used to say, save money, save for a rainy day. No! Create a business. Create cash flow. Money has no intrinsic value sitting in the bank. It's doing nothing but losing from inflation. At one point, they used to pay, whatever years ago, 50, 60, whatever years ago, they used to pay you good money to keep your money in the bank. That's fine. Probably just about covered inflation. But now you're losing money, leaving your money in the bank. So, from today, guys, you want to be starting, or at least researching cash flow businesses, make money online. This is what I teach here in the Wealth University that's going to be open soon. And also on my YouTube for free, on my TikTok for free, guys. You need to be finding businesses that can give you cash flow. That's the only thing right now that can counteract inflation, guys. Because saving's not doing it. As much as I love crypto, it's still a risky, volatile asset to put your money in, and you've got to know what you're doing. It's not just for average Joe. And I'm the crypto guy, and I'm sitting there says, no, don't invest into crypto. This is why I built Wealth Academy, because I'm passionate about crypto, but I don't want to keep talking about crypto, because short term you're going to lose, and nobody's got a long-term perspective on investing, unfortunately. So I want to inspire the world to create a cash flow business, then put a portion of that into crypto. All right, guys? If you like this video, I'm here to come and spit facts for you guys. I'm here to, whatever information I learn, what I learn, I spend hours and days and months and years, whatever I learn, I'll come back to you guys and tell you facts and how to win in life. All right then, guys, till the next time.